So guys, True Monarch here again, and there's this deck I enjoyed, so I thought I'll showcase it. Spiral deck profile.
Because we don't let Sleeper die. We never give up
Sleeper
on this deck.
never dies.
We will never give up on this deck. Never. Alright.
So let's get on with the deck profile.
Alright, so obviously, first off, let's start with 2, 3. Bossman himself, James Bond himself. Followed by his sidekick, Mr. Tough. This guy breaks boards. This guy single-handedly breaks boards. He is great bait for Vortex, for a lot of cards. So obviously, you know, the combos, if you have these in hand, you can just go into Helix, so you're going second, because this is a going second build. So you summon Tough, you try to bait something, you know, if it goes through, and if you find out what the opponent has on top of their deck, you summon the agent, you pop it back row, then you go into Helix and continue with your plays. And this is just a 2-card combo, you know, so you can go into a lot of plays. So obviously, we have the one and only Quick Fix, who's too good he's limited, followed by all his friends. All the one-offs. Because these cards are so good, you don't want to see. They are like these are your garnets in the deck. These are so broken they had to limit them after 2 weeks of release. You know, it's like Machine. What was it called? Quick Dupe Scoop. Yeah, Quick Dupe Scoop. It used to be Troop Dupe Scoop. Now it's Quick Dupe Scoop. So these are the main Spiral monsters.
Such a small core.
Yeah, the thing is, this deck is about, like, the core of the Spiral core is about 20 cards. So your deck, the rest of the 20 space you have to fill with filler cards basically. So you wanna, this is a going second build, so you wanna slow down your opponent as much as possible. You play 3. This might not be the best against pendulums, but it's great against everything else, and we have a lot of rogue where I play basically, you know, so this is a great card.
You still have Ghost Ogre against pendulums.
And Ogre is great against a lot of things. For the spells, we have the one resort. Unfortunately, this was also too broken and they had to limit it. Like, the cards in this deck are so powerful, they had to limit most of them, you know? It's like, Super Agent is a great card, Tough is a great card, Sleeper is a great card, Quick Fix, Quick Fix, Drone, all these cards are really great. And the deck is comprised of so many powerful monsters and spells and traps that you really just need very few to play with, and especially after the ban list, like, there's so many few cards you can play with.
To be
we
fair,
have Pseudo Space and 3 Terraforming, because unfortunately, while I'd rather have this as a garnet to leave for master plan, as a master plan target, but you really need to get your 2 spirals in hand to get your double helix combos off, so you definitely need to play this with these, unfortunately, but there's nothing to do about it. And Pseudo Space gives you extension, so if this gets ogred, you can just activate Pseudo Space, banish this. You have to be careful though, so once this is gone, gone forever. Though there is a card that tries to get around this, which we'll get to later. Next we have the, unfortunately, 1 super. I traded my core away. I had 3 supers, but now I have 1. Monster Reborn on crack. Nothing else to say. Foolish Burial targets. So this, and there's a trap, obviously. So at the moment I'm only running 1 Assault and 1 Rescue, because there are also garnets, and the deck is already full of garnets. You have Sleeper and so many garnets in the deck, so I'm just testing ratio. This build basically is about testing ratio. So at the moment I'm trying 2 of this and the trap, the Rescue.
So you usually play 3 of this?
Most builds play 3, but if you open 2 of this, it's a dead card. You can only activate it once per turn. So I'm trying 2 for now, and so far it's really good. Came clutch. God card. All of these cards are limited, and you play them for a reason in this deck. You know, this deck it can play all these broken spells and traps. Like, these are all. This is game in most situations. This is a great card in this deck. You can, if your Quick Fix gets, for example, if your Quick Fix gets ogred, which usually that's a bad play. Let's say it gets striked, you can just bring it back with Monster Reborn and continue your plays. If you open this, you're usually going to win the game. This is a great card. And since this is the going second build, you play the board wipes, because you want to clear your board and do the, what's it called now? It's like, it's the trademark Spiral OTK, which is basically Decode plus Sleeper and Agent or Helix, you know, so you can just throw in 8k exactly.
Seems fair.
Alright, these are a bit more questionable because I'm just testing ratios and I wanted to fill space for 3 cards, so I'm trying at the moment 1 Chalice, the 1 Scapegoat, and the 1 Shuffle Reborn. This is to protect you from hand traps, so once your plays get stopped, you just summon this back and you get a name for Helix. This is for Vortex for Amano Iwata, which I despise. That card is really stupid. And Scapegoat is just a power play, you know, if you draw it and if you summon it. It's a good fallback play. One card Barlow. And for the traps, I'm playing only 1 of this, even though most people play 2. I was trying to play 1 because I feel that you need to minimize the garnets in this deck and just play 1 for this. And this card, many people have cut out of the deck, but I feel because the deck bricks so often right now, at the moment it bricks so much, you need a power trap, you know, this is really good. No one sees this coming because no one's playing this anymore. So if you just, if you search this, okay, they're gonna know it's there. But if you open it, you know, it's a good, a trap, basically, you know.
Though you mentioned it's a going second build.
Yes.
So does running a power trap come in handy very often?
In case, obviously, since you're playing going second build, you want to maximize on your going second cards. But in case you need something when you're going first, because some players are gonna make you first, you know, go first. So you need to have some searchable going first cards. So this is a one-off, so you're not really gonna see it that often. So if you search it with quick fix going first, knowing that you don't have the best hand, because obviously your deck is going second build, you can just search this and set it and just have some protection, some disruption to buy you time so you can go into your.
Or in case if you're going second and you didn't open any hand traps, or if you couldn't go TK.
Hello.
So yeah,
That too.
so that's a 40 card deck. Alright, let's go on to the extra deck. Awesome divider that you must play for good luck.
Waifu.
This is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the second print of Dark Magician Girl in the OCG. It even says replica. I don't know if you can see it. So it's like, I think it was the second or third reprint of Dark Magician Girl in the OCG.
The focus.
Yeah, it's not
seems
gonna.
to be...
It's really small. It just says
No
replica down
worries.
here.
I'll take your word on that.
Anyways, so obviously we played the amazing Double Helix, How the Mighty Have Fallen. This used to be about a $30 card. Now it's $2. That makes me cry.
Sad.
This is. I think Simo said it once. If you want to make any archetype good, give it a Double Helix. Any old archetype, you want to make it good, give it a Double Helix, because this card is really broken.
It is.
Link Spider for the the Scapegoat. Underclock, you never know, sometimes it comes up. You need a good link too. If you want to link it with Trigate, even though this is going second build, you never know. This deck is really powerful. If you do manage to get a good opening hand going and they make you go first, you can sometimes manage either the IB or the proxy co-linked to Trigate. So you might get a negate. It rarely comes up, but it's just there, it's a good link too. Decode, the OTK enabler, and the guy who negates a lot of things, and you know, at the moment in the game there's a lot of targeting, so this is really good. And just makes your Helix master plan make decode, master plan gets you the resort, you know, the combo. Trigate, most people don't play it in the going second build, but I'm trying it and it's not bad. It's a good so if you do happen to have the firewall above it, you can just have a firewall bounce, you know, not bad. And you make this when you go against pendulums, because you don't want to give them a zone, so don't make decode when you're going against pendulums, you make this instead. It doesn't give them an arrow, and it's not bad. You can make it with Scapegoat as well, because it says 2+ monsters, so you don't even need effect monsters. Yep. Firewall, limited, obviously it's broken. Warlord.
The only card whose price didn't change after getting limited.
It was about 40-50, it changed up to 30. Borload is really good. You know, a lot of decks can't kill this, and just an auto masterpiece. And this deck can usually spam a lot of monsters if you don't get interrupted. So you just fix hands, or just, you know, give you extra special summons. It's really good because, you know, this deck is limited by the special summons. Unless you can get off the Foolish Burial Goods to send the Garnet spells and traps, this usually helps you extend and gives you a card. You know, you can search a hand trap or just draw a hand trap. It's really good.
Yeah.
And the one-offs, this, and this. This, I would never play this deck without this card because it protects your quick fix from getting banished. This is a bit questionable because you don't really go into rank 4s in this deck. And this was the last second decision because most people play Tornado Dragon, but I'm not a big fan of Tornado Dragon in this deck. Because I don't think you want to get rid of your tough for one pop, you know, whereas tough just recurs and every turn it can pop something, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
This, if I'm playing Gammas, I'd put the Omegas instead of this. Or maybe outside this, I don't know. for the side deck. Side deck is very up to debate, you know. Depends where you're playing. So, generic, negation. These two cards, I play these instead of strikes because you never know when you come up against Dracos, and these are always live against Dracos. So I like to play these. This is a bit risky when you go into time. It's a big iffy. No, you never know if you want to activate it or not. These great cards, pendulums, rituals, fusions. You know, when you play in a rogue environment, you never know. These are really good. A lot of decks. This is basically a skip your turn card. You know, it's a skip your turn card. As I'm playing two, because some decks just lose to this card, you know, Pendulum's one of them. And if you can establish your plays and then flip the anti-spell, you're usually in a good position, especially if you have a sleeper. So sleeper back to this is usually GG. And these never go home, never leave home without them, never. No matter the deck I play, I always play at least 2 Gam Seals. Because you never know when you're going to face a pesky Toad or a Masterpiece. Or, you never know, there are lots of big monsters in this game that won't like to be called towers. And the new awesome spell
Called by the Grave.
Yes. If spells get hand trapped, they usually are set back big time. They usually do. So if someone ashes the Helix, someone ogres the Helix, you're usually in a tough position. And someone tried to Veiler my Helix today, and this saved me. So this, I might drop it to 2 if I want to fit another extra deck card into the side deck card into the build. But I think 3 for now is good. And finally, spell and trap removal. I don't think I want to play Twin Twisters in this deck. You really need every card in your hand, and this is really good. It banishes field spells, it banishes Draco spells and traps, scales, everything. So yeah, Cosmic Cyclone. And that's it basically.
Thank you, Mark.
No problem.
Anything you'd like to add for our viewers?
I'll never give up on this deck, and I've tried every single build. I've tried building fusion. I've tried Mechanite shitty builds. I've tried Mechanite spirals. I've tried Trickstar spirals. I've been trying everything I could to make this deck good again. Alright, 2 things. First, once Brandish Maidens or Sky Strikers or whatever they're called come out, this deck will get a boost. Second, this week is sneak peek for Flames of Destruction. So Troimer is going to be coming out this set. Troimer is going to be a big boost to this deck. Nightmares, Troimers, I don't know what the hell they're called. So they're going to be a really big boost to this deck, you know. So if you have Ebb, you have Proxy Dragon, you can just replace them with Cerberus and Phoenix. Nightmare, Cerberus and Phoenix, I don't know the names. You know, you can, like, basically they're generic pseudo boss monsters. They're really a toolbox. Yes, that's the right word. Nightmares are a great toolbox, and this deck can just spam out link monsters. So hopefully it's gonna get a boost from this. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how things turn out. All right.
Thank you again, and thanks for watching, guys. Please hit that subscribe button, and see you next time.